All right, I hope I got it again. So we're going to continue on with the paths of the Yoga Sutra with Sutra number 2, Citta. So again, I'm reading from the Path of the Yoga Sutras, A Practical Guide to the Core of Yoga by Nikolai Bachman, bringing in the philosophy, the sutras laid out by Panjali a long time ago. I should look up how long ago. Anyway, Sutra number 2, Citta, heart, mind, field of consciousness. The power of the universe will come to your assistance if your heart and mind are in unity. What a beautiful idea. The power of the universe will come to your assistance if the heart and the mind are in unity. We are controlled by our experiences. Whenever we hear, see, taste, smell, touch, feel, think, act, speak, our heart and mind are affected. It is our heart-mind field that accepts sensory input from outside, processes it, integrates it into ourselves, and remembers, ruminates, and directs the delivery of thoughts, words, and actions. The heart-mind stores our experiences, including emotions and memory, and over time uses this information to construct an identity that defines who we think we are. To me, this describes the headset that I've heard a lot of people describe, the headset in the game or in the dream. Citta is our heart mind, our outer and inner psyche, and the primary place of interest in the Yoga Sutras. Our heart mind sits between the ever-changing outside world and an inner light of awareness. This inner light never changes, and it represents pure, unconditional love. A heart mind sullied with mental, emotional baggage prevents the inner light from shining through, causing us to act or react according to our deep habitual patterns of behavior. I feel like this is a great call out to kind of heal yourself, go through the dark night of the soul in order to become aware of those behaviors and habits. As the heart mind is clarified, the more light can shine through it, and our actions become more loving and positive towards others and ourselves. One of the core aspects of yoga is the process of clarifying the heart mind, Citta Prasandana. There's going to be Sanskrit in this, and that's going to be rough. Anyway, so one of the core aspects of yoga is the process of clarifying the heart mind, so external objects are perceived accurately and truthfully. If you're anyway follow along with the likes of Abraham Hicks or Louise Hayes or I don't know, does Neville Goddard go into it? Goddard, this idea of like you make your own reality. And so, you know, if you have these deep habitual patterns of behavior that are from your past and do not serve you, but that is all you know, that is what you will project. So hence you continue that cycle and you continue to live what you've previously lived, whereas if you process it and you go through this process of clarifying the heart mind, the objects are perceived accurately and truthfully and what you want. The Citta consists of an outer mind, inner mind, ego, and memory. Each component serves a specific purpose, and all of them working together determine how we interact with the world. Our inner light of awareness, Purusa, resting in stillness, witnesses the operation of the heart mind. The Purusa illuminates the Citta. Purusa being that awareness, right? It illuminates the Citta, the heart mind. And the Citta interacts with external objects and events. The Citta is a middleman between what is outside of us and the Purusa. It is the medium through which perception passes and on which our inner light of awareness shines. Our Citta is conditioned during our lifetime. Our personality is based on the innate genetics overlaid by what we have experienced. Whenever we have an experience, it creates an immediate impression that is stored in the memory in our Citta. The stronger the impression, the stronger the memory. Over time, these memories program our Citta, and we develop opinions, biases, prejudices, and habitual behaviors. These behaviors that can make us set in our ways. Our ego is built along the way, giving us healthy self-esteem, insecurity, or an arrogant self-centeredness. Because of this conditioning, each person forms his own unique worldview, so the same object or event may be experienced differently from person to person. When the Citta is clear, we perceive objects and events accurately, exposing ourselves to reliable sources of information, causing truthful memories to be stored. On the other hand, when we believe misleading ideas or outright lies, then our memory can be flawed, even if the Citta is clear. Positive and truthful memories support similar thoughts and emotions, while negative, harmful memories contribute to detrimental ones. So I struggle a little bit here only because, there's also that idea of like you're creating your own reality, and so the truth is so subjective. And it's so different. Why is that dog barking? All right, let's continue on. All perception and action create impressions in our memory that can affect our subsequent perception and action. Deep patterns cause our Citta to become biased in one direction or another and distracted by the resulting chatter happening there. Vertices. The presence of distracting activities, thoughts, ideas, and baggage is what blocks us from experiencing our inner light of awareness. So all this world, all the memories, all the trauma that we've experienced, all of the thoughts that run through our head all day long, every day, all these ideas that pop up, they are what block us from our inner light of awareness. Purusa. The Citta will be influenced by whatever it is exposed to or focused on. Those around us influence our personality and vice versa. Being around helpful and positive people who uplift us will provide support and promote happiness, while keeping negative, critical company brings us down. A strong, charismatic personality can compel others to follow, even if it is unhealthy or harmful. For example, many girls will dress like the most popular girl in school. What year was this thing written? And I've read through it. 2011, I guess. Okay. For example, many girls will dress like the most popular girl in school. Dressing in another way may be looked down upon and ridiculed. Conforming to what others deem acceptable is very easy and painless, yet restricts free thinking and individuality for all but the leaders. In college, fraternity brothers will play drinking games that are downright life-threatening just to fit in. Parents serve as models for their children, who spend much of their time following them. Yoga, because it is focused so much on developing our inner mind rather than keeping up with outer names and forms, is all about independent thinking. Many years of meditation clear and polish our Citta to the point where our perceptions are cleared and our thoughts, words, and deeds are positive and beneficial. Purification and clarification of Citta is the primary result of yoga practice and leads us to connection with our divine inner light of awareness. It is important to understand the Citta is, how it works, and what we can do to refine and clarify it in order to register our experiences truthfully. We can transform our heart-mind field of consciousness by engaging in the practices described in the Yoga Sutras, such as the 8 limbs of yoga. Over time, our communication will improve and misunderstandings will diminish, leading to more enjoyable social interactions, inner happiness, and a closer connection to the inner light of awareness. So one thing I mentioned in the previous video was this lack of self-knowing and self-knowledge that I possess, the lack of knowledge. And so this idea of the heart-mind being the way by which we can connect, I can connect, you can connect to that inner light of awareness, that oneness, that thing that brings us all together. Yeah, sounds pretty fucking good if you ask me. So here's a couple closing thoughts. The heart mind is the center of consciousness, right? And so in this yoga world, we've got these chakras that come up, and there's lots of videos out there if you want to read on that. But, you know, consciousness, what, the third eye, that awareness of ourselves. So maybe, I don't know, we'll just follow this for a second. Close down the eyes. Maybe just bring a finger or two up to the third eye space. Give it a little rub, give it a little massage. Just think about this being a consciousness. Just take a few moments here to breathe. Feel into the heart space, feel into the mind space, find that heart, mind space. Notice the space of awareness. Just remember the Citta is the center of consciousness, the heart mind. That is where I will leave you with Sutra number 2. Namaste.